guys, and welcome back to the Purple Mic. I am your host, Erica Nichole Mason, and I am joined here tonight by my amazing panelists. We have the one, the only prize, Mr. Clay.
The prize.
The prize.
Back. Everyone has been asking about you. We've missed you. How are you?
I've been great.
Clay has been rocking with us since day one, season one. He is
I think you need to get that tattooed on your forearms. The prize.
The prize.
Give me some time. I'll think about it.
Look on down, we have Tony. Tony, how are you?
I'm doing well and ready to cause some trouble.
Oh, you always do.
Always do.
Rub hands.
One in my only Miss Butterfly Angel 24, Miss LaShonna Edwards in the house tonight. Miss LaShonna, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Butterfly Angel.
Well, you look amazing tonight.
Oh, thank you. So do you. And we have our host, none other than Erica. How are you?
I'm here as always. A little tired tonight.
Be a little tired. You want to tell us about your weekend? How was it?
And it has begun.
We want to send a special shout out to the rest of our panelists. Jamal is celebrating his 41st birthday with his family this weekend. So we send a special shout out to Jamal.
Hope you're getting some shrimp and grits.
He's probably preparing shrimp and grits. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, get all in it.
Delancey girls, if you have not already, please head on over to our YouTube where you can see it's the Getting to Know You featuring this week's panelist, Jessica Delancey. It's a part 1 of 2 episodes you will not want to miss, conducted and interviewed by her one and only sister, Jalon. We've got Teron guest this evening, streaming all the way live from Hayward. Teron, can you hear us?
You're on mute, brother.
Loud and clear. Hey, how you doing?
Awesome. How are you?
The testing is 50-50. It may work, it may not.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Awesome. We've got some pausing. No worries. We also want to send a special shout out to Dion. Dion was supposed to join us this evening. However, he has an inconvenience, and Jim's Lewis. So tonight is our topic.
Dion at Popeyes. Y'all know what Dion at.
Oh my God. Popeyes at 11 o'clock at night.
Hey, you gotta get a wing when you gotta get a wing.
Oh my God. Tonight's topic, Struggle Love, co-produced by LaShonna Edwards. LaShonna.
I need a definition. I need a definition on struggle love, because I told you if it's like a struggle meal, then I know what this is.
Okay, so struggle love is
love on a budget.
Pretty much. It really is, because you're not getting everything that you need out of this particular relationship when you're with this person. It's very toxic. It's always arguing, always breaking up, getting back together again. Definitely
bringing back some memories, Erica.
Definitely trying to be, his or her quote unquote ride or die. But typically women are named, are the ride or die. And definitely, like I said, the toxic in the relationship, always the arguing back and forth, the multiple cheatings, it's everything bad about a relationship. But you're like, but I love this person. I want to be with them. And so you just continue to struggle with them, whether it be financially.
I love him.
I love that it hit him, especially financially, when somebody don't have their stuff together and you're trying to struggle along with them, but they're still not really.
They don't ringing some bells, Erica. Ringing some bells.
Everything
for me this early in the show.
I ain't seen you in a while. I got to start with somebody.
We have a guest in the house in family.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. He's hallowed ground at the present moment, but you free game.
Before we get into the conversation, we want to remind our viewers to please head on over to our YouTube. There you can subscribe to The Purple Mic and see past previous episodes, seasons 1 through 3. You can also subscribe there for our super chatters, where you can sign up for monetary donation and actually come onto the show and be a live panelist for the
Oh, that's
evening.
dangerous.
Check
That's
out.
dangerous.
We're
That's
also
dangerous.
over on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at The Purple Mic. So let's hop in. Teron, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, just fine.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Teron, it's so nice to have you with us tonight. Welcome to The Purple Mic.
Glad to be here.
Awesome.
Just a little delay.
I can't with Tony. I
to
can't today.
first acknowledge Tony. Yes, I think we've all been in struggle love. And I'm not going to account for teenage relationships. I'm talking about our adult life.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm talking adult life too.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I'm messing with you. I'm talking adult life. I ain't talking teenage. I'm talking adult life.
I've experienced it.
Oh, I know.
I hate you so much.
I know you do.
Our first
Oh
question
my God.
tonight, are Black women just expected to accept struggle love? And why are so many women fine with this? I'm going to start with Clay tonight.
Ooh, come on, brother. Come on.
Saying why do they accept it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be numerous things, but I would just say probably their self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? Feeling confident about themselves and knowing their position. That they go through the struggle of, which I don't understand why, because I feel like they have more options. My opinion, they have a little more options than what we do when it comes around to choosing. So, and this day of time, I mean, I feel like y'all have a lot of options because y'all don't have no problem trying something different, you know? So that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah. LaShonna?
There's a lot to unpack there. I feel like women, sometimes as women, we accept struggle love. I do think it's because of our self-esteem at times, but I also think it's because of what we've seen and how we have seen love growing up and how it's portrayed in the household. So sometimes if our mother or father decides to go through that type of struggle love, we tend to think that this is how a relationship is supposed to function because we don't know any better. So we just continue to reduplicate that same thing because that's what we think that's what it's supposed to look like and this is what it's supposed to be until we learn different, that you don't have to go through struggle love. You can be with somebody who is financially stable, who is who has their stuff together, who wants a relationship, who's ready to be with ready to be with one person, and who's ready to to give you everything that you're looking for. I think that some women are fine with the struggle love because they feel like, oh, if I could just be with him and be his ride or die, he's going to pick me.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gonna pick me, he gonna be with me, and that's not always.
So is that like does that have something to do with the pick me, what they call the pick me girl? Pick me. Is that
Being chose?
yeah.
Yeah, so say for instance, if this is a scenario, just throw it out here. You're dating someone, play. You guys argue all the time, you're cheating or she's cheating, whatever the case is, but they break up, you break up with her, she break up with you guys get back together, and she's just like, I'm gonna be here for him, I'm gonna support him, do everything, I'm not gonna go anywhere, I'm gonna be his everything. And then you end up not choosing her. You end up choosing the next girl.
That's because
because
I didn't grown. Like then, yeah, I didn't grown. Not want to go through that no more if I choose somebody else.
right. And sometimes that's how it is with men. They choose somebody else who gives them the push and sees their potential and feeds into them and pours into them to make them want to change. And men change when they want to change. They change who they want to change for. It may not be for you, but you've been through that struggle love with that person. So, and sometimes it's also like a trauma type of thing, a trauma connection that can bound you together when you're in that type of struggle love with that person, because it's that back and forth. I want you, I want to be with you. You cheated, you did cheat. And so it just makes it very, it's just a toxic situation to be in. And I think some women are okay being, in that struggle love because that's all they know. They don't know any different.
I want to
What's
move over
that?
to Ron. Ron, what are your thoughts on struggle love?
I'm glad you asked me. That was very interesting answer that you had. But I akin struggle love to everything that we like that's not good for us. Candy, certain sodas, and all that stuff. It tastes really good, but then when you look at the ingredients, it's very detrimental to the insides. So not everything that tastes good, not everything that feels good is necessarily good for you if you pay attention to the fine print. So I think that's where a lot of women end up tripping up when it comes to relationships because they're more acceptable to way things feel rather than how they really are, and that can be a problem if you are unhealed, if you are unequipped, if you weren't raised around enough men to understand the dynamic between men and women. There's a lot of things that can actually hurt a woman when it comes to dealing with men.
Can I chime in for a second?
I was like, is she gonna tag my boy in?
Can I chime in just for a second? No. This is actually educational. So I didn't really know what struggle love was, so I pulled it up real quick, and as actually I found an article on it. It says it's a learned dysfunction.
It is.
They said it starts when we're kids, when a little boy pulls on a girl's hair or hits her to show that he likes
Affection.
her.
That he likes
Yeah.
her. Yep. It is. It's true. Now that I do believe.
I mean, after reading this little quick article, I'm like, wow, we have all been there. That
At a certain age, though.
yeah, but the article says this is where it starts.
Right.
So if that's where it starts, if that's supposedly where it starts, then I guess we can take one step back, like LaShonna says, and hey, it's in the home. It started at home, and it's a learned behavior. We saw it at some point in time, whether our parents were together or they weren't together, but we saw it and we thought that was normal behavior to do that. That's how we physically show affection. We got to hit somebody. So, and obviously at some point in time, as we get older, it goes one of two ways. The boy continues to hit women and he does it for the rest of his life, or he learns not to hit them, but he abuses her in a different way, and that's his way of showing affection. So I was like, that's deep. After just reading this real quick, that's deep.
But you also have to pick an age zone too when you're doing this. Like, I think
the question becomes is when you become cognizant of your behavior.
But like LaShonna said, with the choosing, somebody gonna get tired of it. The man or the woman, even when they go apart and want to get back, I have grown. So I mean, we probably had we say, for example, we going through them struggles in our early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Going into mid 20s, not 30s. Like, I don't want to do that no more. I find somebody that I can talk to, that can appreciate what I'm saying, understanding what I'm saying, and we don't have to go through a struggle. So this is time zone with that situation. I mean, if I had to pick myself in my 20s to going to my 30s, like 40s, I'm just trying to live. Now I ain't even trying to go back and forth. Words are very short.
Right.
So,
you know, a mouthful with that.
But yeah.
But when you think about it, there's movies that have been done on this. I was like, now that I think about it, there's tons of movies that have been done.
But there are tons of Black movies that has been done with that. And it's always in the Black community where we see the struggle of. I mean, in the white community too, in other communities, we see that struggle of, but not as predominant as we see it in the Black community because we don't have as many, families as they stay together, which is very much so not true. We have a lot of Black families that are together, but when you hear them tell their story about how they got here, it was always a struggle. And then it's like, then it worked out. It was always a struggle for them to get here. It was always that struggle of, and then it's like, oh, and then, he finally realized I was the one for him and da-da-da-da.
Is that movie Baby Boy? Is that a...
Oh, hell yeah. That's struggle of 101.
Okay. Because
But
I
they
mean,
were together at the end.
they get
Right.
together.
When it clicked in his head, she's the one I want to be with. He made that decision. He picked her. She always knew she wanted to be with him, but because he was not ready, he did not like it. It just took him forever to figure that out.
I mean, she accepted it though.
And that's the other thing when it comes to struggle of there's always someone that is accepting that other person's behavior and it's enabling that person to continue to do certain things and treat them certain way.
So
Well,
It's always one.
the big question that we go back to is, why are so many women fine with this?
They've been taught to.
Because we've been taught.
Yeah, taught,
no,
conditioned,
I'm not
however
gonna
you
say
want to
that.
look at it.
No,
I'm
I'm
not gonna
not
say
gonna
we've
By
been
and
taught.
large, yeah. You have to accept
we've
that
been
by and large,
conditioned.
that's what it is.
I mean,
I
think about it.
mean,
How many of us have seen Love Jones?
it's my number
We all
one,
have.
but yeah.
Well, that's me
We
and
all,
Clay's favorite movie. Yes. Yep.
right. We've all seen Love Jones, but that's technically a struggle love movie.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you really look at it,
When
it
you
is.
I
really look
mean,
at that
a
movie,
different form of a different
right,
form of struggle,
it's a
but the way
different
you were
form of
speaking in
struggle love,
struggle,
but yet it's still struggle love. It still
yeah.
is. But also the fact of what form, how you break it down, and the idiosyncrasies of it, it's still struggle love. Even Best Man, struggle love.
Clay, what was your comment?
I mean, I guess when we was talking earlier, when she really brought the thing about struggle love, I guess my understanding is like more of a physical, and because you brought up grabbing hair, and then as you get older, then it goes from the hair to maybe a push, you know what I'm saying, then a punch. But now you threw in Love Jones. That could be a complicated struggle love. Yes, it can, because you're trying to get on the same page with each other and small things. We just didn't see no physical situation in that. You know what I'm saying? Baby Boy was
No.
physical. Baby Boy was physical. Love Jones was more romantic, but it was a struggle. I can
Yeah.
understand the title of those now.
Yeah. I mean, it was more of it was like an emotional struggle.
But
Because
Okay, there you go.
was it,
yeah, it was,
when you think about Love Jones, was it a struggle or was it just two people with their pride and their ego in the way playing
It was
games?
more pride and ego to
Yeah,
me.
I'm with Clay on that one because that wasn't that was them getting in their own way playing games. So if, like, for
Well,
instance, if Nina was talking to another guy, then Darius was over here talking to another woman. Well, I thought you was doing this. I did this tit for tat. And it's like, how old are we?
it
So
was really more unfinished business on one end than it
right.
was on the
Yeah,
other. So,
even in that, when you look at it, how they started out, they
right, because
only
she had
started
a boyfriend in New York.
right. Yeah,
Okay.
that's like her relationship with her ex-fiance, that was struggle love. She left him, whatever. Then she went to go see him. She never came back, to see old boy, and and then
Dude.
it was just like a lot of back and forth type of stuff when it came to them because they really couldn't figure out what they wanted to do with one another. Because think about how they started. This is just, she was like, this is nothing. This is just a thing. We just hooking up, just having fun.
right,
That's what
that's
it
what it
was.
was. So it really
That's what
wasn't.
she
I mean,
said.
it was a
Until it
struggle fling.
evolved
Yeah,
into something else. Like it gradually and slowly evolved into something else.
With that being said, that goes back to our last conversation. I believe Clay was a part of that conversation when the guys were talking about there should be no strings attached. And the minute you feel like she's catching feelings, you got to cut it off. So is that struggle love or is that something else?
you ain't trying to get
Mhm.
into struggle love.
You
You
ain't
just
trying to see
cutting
what's
it
taking off
off.
You just like, no, like that's just friends with benefits, or no strings
Nah,
attached,
nah,
type of situation, no strings attached. And the moment you start to get some strings trying to attach, you slip some
nah,
snip, and I'm
nah.
gone. Like there's too much.
We knew what it was when we got there.
Right.
That part. The moment he says that is the moment you need to check your feelings right on out.
I mean, it could go. Now, I'm not just gonna just put it in a man way, but the woman can feel that way too. I mean, she could say
Yeah,
the same thing.
she can say the
So,
same thing too. This is true.
So we do all agree that struggle love is a relationship. It's not something that is
Yeah.
with strings attached.
Yeah, struggle love is definitely a relationship. It's something that you're in with this person. It's almost like I said, I could just take my situation. I was in a quote unquote struggle love relationship with someone. And I did everything he ever asked me to. You know, I was kind of like, you can say pick me girl in a way. Yeah, I was at that point. And I did everything. He still left. Like we had little issues here and there, break up, get back together, and he still left. So
why do you think he left?
he left because he said he had found his dream girl.
That was conveniency.
I wasn't it.
that was
And it may have been
convenient.
convenience. It may have
It
been
wasn't no
convenient.
struggle. It wasn't no struggle for him. It was a more mental struggle for you.
No. When I mean it was a struggle, it was a struggle. Like even though he left, he was still, you know, in contact with me, still talking with me. Like it was all of those things until I was like, you know what, I need to do this for me.
You were able to recognize immediately what that toxic trait was, with what it was initially.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I had to leave it. Yeah, it wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for me.
He did say he left and choose somebody
Yeah, he
else.
left. Yeah, he left and he was messing with somebody else while he was also still messing with me. I had to make the decision to no longer mess with him. I had to make that decision myself.
Gotcha.
I think I've seen people get what they can get out of their relationship.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
And where they don't get that, then they start having either emotional affairs or an affair, talking to other people and having this whatever.
But that was just the thing. He would tell me I gave him everything he needed.
Yeah.
I gave him everything that he needed. But again, he had this fixation about his dream girl. And she gave him the time of day. She actually talked to him. She was interested in him. All of these things.
I can barely hear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the background and I type my response to the question in the chat.
Yeah, I see it in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead and read that, and then I'm going to drop off and stay in the background.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll definitely.
Yeah, because my kids are playing Fortnite upstairs, so I can't. They're eating up all the bandwidth.
I was about to say, I was like, that's what's eating. That's why you have an internet problem.
Yeah, they're eating up the bandwidth. But I'm gonna get on the next one. Okay, I appreciate everybody. One love to everybody. Thank you, cousin. All right.
Good to have you, Ron. Thank you.
You do have a big chat in there. If you want to read it, Erica, it's a big story.
Yeah, it is a big one.
Just hit the little thing, say chat.
Okay, I think he was saying that I liken struggle love to everything that people like, but isn't necessarily good for them, i.e. soda, candy, chips, pies, etc. It all tastes good, but if we're checking the fine print to the ingredients, we find that what we accept lots of bad traits or ingredients that we have to do without in order to have a relationship, a successful relationship. Just because something makes us feel good as an end result doesn't mean that along the way it was the best option for us. Thank you for reading this, and I'll fix my internet. We want to thank Teron for coming on tonight. Teron, we look forward to having you on the Purple Mic.
Damn kids.
I mean, I understand the analogy of him using sweets and all that, but once you get with a person, they look sweet. They look like whoa, but you won't find out them ingredients until you start feeling it out. That's the only thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's the only thing.
And so when did you get so hung up because either the sex is good or you just like the vibe? Like
it's always the sex.
Yeah,
I'm always. I ain't gonna say the sex.
Yes, it is. Don't lie to yourself.
I'm being real with you, man. Look,
don't lie.
I'm not. Honestly, like I'm not gonna always say the sex because I ain't gonna. Man, look, I get tired. I be ready to go lay down. So sometimes I be like I'm good, but it be the vibe. The vibe could be good. That vibe will get that up there. You know what I'm saying? But like just sex and like, I mean,
anybody can have. But if you have the right vibe with somebody, it's like
you got the right vibe. It's the vibe, man. I'm telling you.
I
It's
agree.
that
That's my
connection. It's
opinion.
definitely that
You know what I'm
connection
saying?
because that connection makes sex better because you are connected to that person. So imagine
Man,
if you
no.
wasn't connected to that person. If you wasn't, then it's just like, okay, yeah. But it
No.
really is that emotional and that vibe and how you vibe with that person and how they
Right.
get
It's the
you is
vibe.
what
It's the vibe.
is what captures
Sitting up
you.
here
Because
right now
like
by
for me,
myself thinking, I'm sitting there by myself thinking like, who I could call and be like, if they gonna give a good vibe before they won't give off some
thank
sex.
you.
Like,
Before I get on this
then
phone
I,
call conversation with them,
right.
like
And then
who?
I just say to myself, like, nah, I'm
Stop
just gonna
lying.
watch
You ain't
TV. I don't even
calling
want to go
looking
through
for
all that.
no vibe. That ain't no phone call looking
For
for no
real.
vibe at this
I'm
time of
telling
night.
you,
You
No,
ain't looking for no vibe.
no,
I
I
can
promise you.
vibe.
For me, I have to.
A vibe is just chilling. Like, why does it always have to be sex? Like, you just want to chill, have a drink, whatever. Just
Until
you
you
just
break out your vibrator. Yeah. Right.
know.
I
That's a
swear.
vibe. Huh? Call that a vibe. Huh?
But I'm serious. I'm with Clay because for me, I have to be in order for me even to go there with you, I have to have
We're
this
talkers.
emotional, intellectual connection with you. And
Right.
if it's not strong enough for me to have that type of connection with you, my mind, I will automatically friend zone you before you even know
Facts.
that you are friend zone.
Facts.
Yep.
Like
Facts.
Because
you're,
as you
you're
said in the last episode, women know initially, like
yeah,
immediately.
I
Men
will
know
friend
too.
zone you so
Men know
fast.
too.
The words
Men
will
know
come
too.
out
Wait,
my
hold
mouth.
on. You said men know too?
Yes, we do. We
Did
know how
you
to
friend zone me?
friend zone your ass quick.
Did you friend
Wait,
zone me?
Really?
We'll pick up on some vibes real quick and be like, yeah, she throw it off. Well, I know where to go with
right,
her.
LaShonna,
right.
did you friend zone me?
Did I friend zone
Did you
you?
friend
Well,
zone
you
me?
pretty far, Tony. You could be a
Tony.
friend right now.
Look, if a
Hey, I
woman
need you
ever
to stop.
tells you
Hey,
that she quite
tell
friend
Clay stop
zoning
spitting
you,
out the truth.
but if she tell you like, hey, you like a brother to me or you like an uncle to me, do know you're not coming back down there. And if you do come back up, you try and come back up, we will politely walk you back down where you're
Bruh,
supposed to be.
Mm.
And
I'm
men will
telling
do the
you.
same thing to women. They were like, hey, we just friends. You like a sister to me. The moment he say those words,
I ain't
lose
about to
all
say
interest in
sister.
that
I ain't
dude.
about to say that sister shit. I ain't
Let it
sistering
go.
shit, but I'm telling you, I have a friend. Come here, sit here, vibe, chill out, whatever. Don't even touch.
Yep.
Don't even touch her.
You don't
You know what I'm
have to.
Nothing.
saying? Don't even touch
Exactly.
her. Just sleep right there on this couch. Now I go upstairs and cool. You know what I'm saying? Because it goes in my. It's not. But best believe us as men, we know if we want to put that pressure down, we can put that pressure down. We ain't got to do number one little creep over there because they really waiting for you to make your move. If you get that comfortable, be in the presence of the castle, then 9 times out of 10, and you catching a good vibe with it, it can happen. It's up to us if we
Yeah.
want it to happen. It's really up to us if we want it to happen. So
Wait,
turn
that's
your ass down. Say what?
sex is up to the man?
It's
Ultimately?
up to us. I mean, no, not ultimately. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in the presence of that person that you're just catching a good vibe with. Because it can be going so good, a couple of glasses of wine, talking, music, whatever. And
Yeah.
then y'all,
Okay,
the
because I thought you
emotion.
got yourself in trouble again for a minute there. I thought you got yourself in more trouble.
So that's why you
That's
didn't
why.
want
That's
you
why I
didn't
shook
want
my head. I was like, he did it
She was just
again.
like, so it's up to the women. So it's up to the men. She was
No, I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's
getting
up to
ready
the
to go
men.
in.
But
Literally
I'm not
now.
saying it's up to the men, but I'm saying that we can sense, feel once the presence of the vibe is going that well. Like you say, LaShonda, if they could get here, mentally hold a good conversation, laugh, kiki, in your mind, you'd be like, he probably could get it
He
right
probably
now.
could get it.
No, that's
Probably
my
could
water
get
sister
it.
though. She's still my water sister. She's still my water sister
We're air, not water. We're air.
though. Well, we're gonna put that water on them though.
This is true. So true. But yeah, so I just think that struggle. It's a struggle out here. And then even like now, we're in our like what? Some of us are in our like 30s, some of us are in our early 40s. There are still people who are our age that are having struggle love because they have not learned what they were supposed to learn when it comes to struggle love. I mean, think about it. We see on divorce court all the time people that have been together for 11 years, not married. All of a
Right,
sudden they get
right,
married
right.
and then they divorce. And it's like, Why waste? Why? Why did you wait that long to break up with someone when
Now,
you waited 11 years?
now that what you said, like I could say I experienced that from seeing my uncles being with a woman that long and then marry her, and now we calling her auntie because we grew up with her the whole entire time, but they still together. But I mean, you saw the struggle, but they never left though. They still stay down. I mean, that's just
Right.
yeah. I seen the struggles, but to me, I just feel like if I could grow up and see them go through that, then the little small stuff I'm going through with a woman today, it ain't for me because what I see my uncles go through, and I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but apparently they must have wanted each other to go through what they went through to be with each other. And I feel the same way. Like if a woman won't be with me, all the little petty things about undeciding about this and Instagram and like and all that, like you couldn't deal with what they went through back then. You know what I'm saying? Because there wasn't no social media. So with the small things of social media, hitting likes or you looking at this or watching porn or all that, y'all probably wouldn't be able to couldn't stand the length of what I saw growing up to today, and I still see these people together and they not married.
That's
I'm
true, but it
talking.
was also easier to hide it back then.
I mean,
Because like
it's
you said,
just
it was
different,
no social media, so it was
right?
easier, to hide it. Not saying that you couldn't find anything out, but it was easier to hide certain things. So there were certain things that men and women were able to do without getting caught. That's just what it was. But now with social media, shoot, you can't hide nothing. Everybody gonna find out. Everybody gonna know your business. Everybody gonna know somebody liking something, liking a picture, touching. Like everybody's gonna know, and everybody's gonna be in a DM of somebody. Hey, I saw he liked which one, such and such picture. I saw she liked this picture. What's going on with y'all? I see y'all not posted each other no more. What's going on? Why?
That's why you need to go delete them friends that's close to you on that end. Because you don't
I
need
never
no
took
connections like that.
call.
You don't need no connections. I don't need no connected to her
Which is
sister,
the reason why
cousin, son.
I
I don't need
don't
no
post
connections
my
to that.
significant
Oh,
other
your girl. I
at
don't need no
all.
connections to that. You know
I
what I'm
don't I
saying?
don't even I don't post him. We don't post each other. No,
Nah,
because of that reason. Like I just and I'm not strung out like, oh, you need to post me so people know. No. Mm-mm, no.
nah.
How do you guys feel about posting your significant other? Even though it's an optional, like it's up to you individually,
When you
how do you
get
feel?
married, I say you can do it. When you get married, we could do that.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I
That's just
agree.
my opinion.
Clay,
I
we are
agree.
playing back to back to back tonight. Like this is epic.
I'm
Listen,
just saying. I mean, I
I
post stuff,
definitely
and
agree.
I don't post stuff. I really like to shoot stories. So when I shoot my story, best believe me, yeah, my story right now. I don't know what it's at right now from the little winery thing, but oh yeah, they definitely shooting. You know what I'm saying? And trying to figure out. That's why all the pictures you can't zoom in and catch the shadows. So none of that bullshit.
I mean, to me, it's a double-edged sword. That sounds like that's a conversation between you and your significant other when it comes to social media, since social media plays such a big part in everybody's lives nowadays. So that sounds like that's just another thing you have to sit down and talk about.
yeah,
We're
especially
not being friends. We're not friends on social media.
Clay. You've
We're
said
not.
that before, so you don't want to
I'm
be.
not either.
I'm not being your friend. If I like you, we're not being friends. We could
Yeah,
share different
we can share
media,
stuff,
like
but I'm not. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
but we're
not.
not being
Yeah, we're
friends.
not friends. My me and my significant other, we're not friends on social media
Nah,
either. So
not
you
friends.
wouldn't be able to even link
Right.
us together. No,
Nah, you probably
I,
can't take
I,
nothing what I post,
yeah, like
and I probably
I
can't take
can't,
what you post.
right. I can't do it. I cannot do
Why?
it.
Say
Cause
why? Like
we like to think a lot.
Right.
Tell
We're
us,
always in our head. Like in my last relationship I was in, we're friends. Like he was the only guy I'm friends with, but we were friends on social media prior to us being in a relationship together. And every single time he would post something him at the gym showing his abs, that little undercut, I'm like, and I would go to him, I'm like, so you sitting thirst traps? He was like, no, I'm
Exactly.
not. I'm just
you
supposed
say
to. I'm like,
you
dude,
told
those are thirst
I had to
traps.
change that shirt out. You can't be
Shirts
saying
off. I
Exactly.
can see everything. I can see a little V line. That V line's for me. why are we posting this video?
So basically, you're saying all that made you feel some type of way, like
Yeah, I was in my head because I'm a thinker, and sometimes I overthink and I overanalyze stuff. And I promise you, I've been and broke up with you about 50 times in my head before I even get to you. And by the time you get to me and you tell me, "Oh, did you see the picture that I post?" I'm like, "Yeah, you send thirst traps. You better have a good excuse for me not to retract
50,
this is thought of me like."
was he doing that before you guys got into a relationship?
Probably so.
Actually, yeah, he was,
So
but
that's
no, I don't think so because
But don't go
because
there,
the
Erica. Leave that alone,
mm-mm,
Erica. Don't go there, Erica.
mm-mm.
I'm
Because it's the fact of the matter is just like, because the thing of it is that you know the person that you're with, okay?
right.
All right.
Him, I know him, and I know the type of women he attract, and I know what type of women slide in his
Oh,
DM because he showed me. He showed me. So I know. So when you go and you post stuff like that, and every woman that's under your picture that I know that's your friend, and every dude and everyone's like, "Oh, okay, I see you," heart eyes, and all of a sudden, "Oh, I see you, King, you doing good," and he's like, "No, thank you, boo, thank you, Queen." And I was, no,
wow.
Oh, so
no.
even commenting back.
Yeah, he was commenting back, but he does something he's always done. But my thing about it is this right here: be respectful, because if I decided to do it, oh, trust and believe, trust and believe.
I'm gonna drop that
There would be
shoulder
some
sleeve a little bit more,
problems.
huh?
Couple of I was in, the guy had a problem with that too, because like 5 years ago,
It would be a problem.
toxic cheating, the ride or die female. LaShonna?
Toxic cheating and the ride or die female. That's pretty much a woman who decides to stay with the man, know that he's a bitch old cheater, and she's just like, I'm his ride or die, cheating and everything. I'm gonna accept it and I'm gonna take it. And it's definitely because we have low self-esteem. We don't really think about what we're putting ourselves through, the emotional turmoil that we put ourselves through, because we know that guy is cheating. We know he is. We find out, we said we're going to leave him. And then we do initially. And then we go back to him because, he says, "Babe, I'm not going to do it again. I love you. I only have eyes for you. I want to be
He's
with
probably the
you."
breadwinner.
That part too. And he
Yeah,
just sucks us back in,
breadwinner.
and then he's a good dude for a month or two, and then all of a sudden he's just gonna slide right back into his ways. You know why? Because he's giving you breadcrumbs, and he sucked you back in, and now you're thinking that everything's gonna be okay, and then the cycle just starts all over again because you're thinking like, I'm going to be his ride or die. My thing is this right here for me: don't come complaining to me about him cheating if you ain't gonna leave. Either let that man cheat in peace or do something about it.
What
Or
if
keep
it's
That's
your
just my
business to
take on it.
yourself.
what if it's the female that's cheating though?
Same thing.
Okay.
Keep your business to yourself.
Same thing. If you tell me that your girl is cheating on you
I
and you
don't
decide not to leave
I don't
and you
think
decide to stay with her, don't tell me about her cheating on you no more. Because you know what I'm gonna tell you? Either you're gonna do something about it or you're gonna let this person cheat in peace. One or the other.
ooh, cheat in peace.
Cheat in peace. Yes. Cheat in peace. And what I mean by cheat in peace, you're not talking about it to them. You're not bringing it up to me. And you ain't arguing with that man about it because you or her about it, because you're not going to do anything. Either let them cheat in peace or you leave. That's
That's a
it.
full-time job. That's
Thank
too much, man. I
you.
mean, today it's like it's too emotionally mental. Like sometimes you just have to absent yourself out of it without even saying anything. You
Exact
know,
that too.
I
Exit
mean,
stage left.
either that or you're gonna be on CNN. You know what I'm saying? Or ATL Scoop, and we're gonna be reading and seeing about you. So at this time, I just feel like, man, just like remove yourself from that situation because there's been a lot of that going on
Exactly.
now. You know what I'm saying? With dude did something to a female and the kid and all this other stuff. It probably don't even be nothing with. It could be something they saw on he hit a like or she hit a like or
True.
whatever. Small stuff. So I mean, sometimes you just gotta move yourself out that situation real quick.
Yes. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
that's
not always good to be a ride or die. Ride or dies, I'm sorry. It's that's
Yes, it is. It
Not,
depends on
no.
what
To the
type of
right
ride or
guy.
die.
It's okay to be a ride or die to the right guy.
But we're ride
To
or
the
die.
right
We
guy.
riding or die to y'all. We riding or die to
No,
y'all. We
to
out here
the
trying
right
to get it.
guy. Listen, to the right guy or to the right female, it's okay to be a ride or die, but not a ride or die to a guy who is emotionally not ready to be in a relationship, not financially ready to be in a relationship, someone who doesn't want to get themselves together, and someone who all you see is potential in them, and they don't ever do anything with it. That's all you
You gotta
see.
see. I mean, you have to see
It's
potential
different when you
besides
see
just seeing
potential
good
in a
looks.
guy and
That's like I
that
can see
guy
you
is
in
doing
Walmart.
something with it. And if he's doing something with that potential, it's different. But if all you see is that potential in him and he doesn't have the drive, the push, the heart to go forth and do what he wants to do, no, it's no need for you to be with that person
Well, that's
whatsoever
over
because
time.
they're
You'll
not
know that.
ready.
You'll find that out over time
You,
in that.
you'll
But
find that
in the
out over
beginning, you will
time.
see that. If I see you in Walmart, I caught you in the sweats and t-shirt. You going in there, but I'm looking at you from a distance, like you look like some potential though. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your name? I'm looking at potential before I'm seeing you put together before you put together. So there's some potential and some attraction there first. But now what you
True.
do with it is what you're gonna show me.
Right. But you find it
Okay.
out through conversation. Like
And
through conversation, when you're having conversation with that person.
why you keep throwing this little bit about the money? Because we catch y'all sometime and y'all ain't got no money. That's why I always brought up
This
the
is
question.
true.
Uh,
It goes both
That's
ways.
why
Look, I'm
that's why I
dual.
brought
I'm
up the
duality,
question.
okay? It goes both ways. For me, I go both ways. Either you got it or you don't, one way or the other. I don't ever just put the whole blame on a guy. Same thing. It goes back and forth for women also. If you're
I'm
with a
just
woman and
saying.
she doesn't have all those things and she's not ready and all you see is potential, or the simple fact of the matter is a lot of times men, because we discussed this before, men, for some reason, they'll pick a bottom woman before they pick a top woman. Because you know why?
Exaggerate that. Elaborate. What you mean by bottom and top?
wait,
We got listeners. We want to know what you're talking about because
So
that can be thrown different ways.
when we were talking about hypergamy, I don't think you were on that day. We're talking about hypergamy, how men sometimes they don't pick a woman who is here and up. They pick some women that are here and down. And that's what I mean by bottom. They're gonna get a stripper from a strip club and pick her out and call it a day before they pick a woman who makes the same amount of money they do.
That's
Some
not
men
true.
won't pick that type of woman.
That's not true.
Some. I didn't say all. I said some.
that she has brains.
Meaning that she makes money. Sometimes men don't like women who are financially,
That's not
stable
true.
or.
If we
I
go back
said
to
not. I said some,
the
not
conversation,
all.
Marion said that they don't care about money, period. A man doesn't care about a woman's
I mean,
money.
we don't. Not like
Men
that.
don't,
So
but
then
at the same time, they're not. But they're name one man have you seen that's picked a woman at this moment in time? Name one celebrity and all outside of let's see like what who Jay-Z and Beyonce because that's like a.
I'm gonna say Neil Long
you love you some Neil Long.
You sure do.
He loves him some Neil.
because you would never know that she's talking to the dude that coached for Boston or before then. Like
Right.
she didn't. You never known her to pick no top tier in the way of Kevin would say. You know what I'm saying? Woman.
What?
I
What?
mean, our man.
ASAP Rocky, right? ASAP Rocky plussed up.
I'm
Oh,
just saying.
good example.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so, yeah, but he knew. But they're both in that type of music industry. They're both in that type of industry. I'm just talking
But
about
still,
a
but
regular
still,
guy.
she's got way more money than him.
Right. Of course she does.
It's the
She's also
vibe.
been in the game
The
a
vibe.
whole lot longer. Right, and it's the vibe that she's been in the game a whole lot longer than he has. Also, so naturally she would.
Well, let's get off the
She
celebrities ones because they ain't no good. We speaking on our
no,
own. Like I have
right.
dealt with a woman that made 6 figures and I was a 40. Then the 40 making 40, she was making, and this is my coming up. Just a little story. But at the same token, I mean, smart, all that, but there is some struggle, like you say, it's some struggle love in that situation. And I accepted that, you know what I'm saying, during that time. But I mean, that can it don't matter with the money, man. It's more matter if we can really come together with each other. You know what I'm saying? The money gonna do what it's gonna do regardless.
Money
At this time,
matters.
you
The money
matters. It matters, but it
does.
it don't matter on how you gonna treat me.
It does to a certain degree.
Wait, I'm confused because if they say that men don't care about the money, and now Tony is saying money does matter.
Men do care about the money. You have to
Maybe to
understand
Tony.
a lot of let's be honest, okay? A lot of us men don't care that a woman makes more than us. But that takes a specific man that's comfortable in who he is and
Right.
okay with accepting that the woman he's with makes more money than him. Most men can still consider themselves to be the breadwinners. So to deal and mess with a woman that may be intellectually, but more so financially more well off than he is, hurts his pride and his ego. He can't handle it.
But I think it also has a lot to do with the fact of how the woman treats him.
That also too.
I feel like that's the main thing of it.
That's important.
How she treats him, because it's important, because you still have to allow him to let him lead. Honestly, you still have to let him lead. You still have to allow him to be a man of the household. And so a lot of times when you have women who make more money than than their significant other, they feel like, because I make more, I'm the head of the household. So whatever I say, it's that masculine type of energy. It's different when you have a woman who makes more money than you, but she still makes you feel like a man, and you can still, run the household the way it's supposed to be run because you're a man. It's different when women don't allow that man to be in that area where he's supposed to be. So it's vastly different. And a lot of times women who make more money, they find that out later.
Clay,
they find that out later.
I'm listening.
Could you be with the alpha female?
Yes. As long as she treat me like an alpha man.
Wait, so can two alphas exist under one roof?
I mean, at the end of the day, I really just feel that's a title. But if we can,
But it's a behavior too. Like it's
right.
a dominant behavior.
I mean, I don't know. To me, it's just a title. I really don't even know what that really means. Like, and I think people just get that because of where they at or what they doing. But at the end of the day, I just go ahead.
No, I said it exists. I'm wondering, like, so for instance, a woman, another term for it is like masculine energy.
Right.
Comes home trying to wear the pants all the time.
But that comes with me regardless. I'm a man, so I'm gonna have masculine energy, even alpha or alpha. So.
Right. So could you be with a woman who also possesses those same qualities?
Yeah, as long as she respects me.
Okay. Tony, could you?
Oh, I've dealt with it. It's hard. Because at least the relationship I was in, she didn't know how to turn it off when she got home. She treated me like I was an employee.
Not that. Not it's like not see he said that. Because like I was just speaking on the other lady, not to cut you off, the lady that I was dealing with, I had to come out and tell her that. Like, leave work at work. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
and that's what you have to do.
You don't have to use terms around me via text and email, all that. Like, that's do that corporate. I'll call you later. You know what I'm saying? Or what's your ETA? Like, nah, I'll get home when I get there. Like, it's all about how you address those situations to be like, oh, we are back at the table with each other again. And when you go to work, that's what you put on. When I go out there and throw packages and don't want to walk to your driveway and say good morning, then I have to put that on so I can give you your package and be happy with you at that moment. But when we home, we in a peaceful place. You know what I'm saying? So,
LaShonna, could you be with an alpha male?
I am with one.
I was like, she went one right now.
I'm about to say.
How's that working out?
Right now.
Does it turn you on? How's it working out?
It's working out pretty well.
It's going well.
It's going well because, like I said, he is an alpha male. He's always been one of those, an alpha male. And it's I like it because I can rest in my, with me being, feminine and in my femininity, and I can just rest and not have to worry about anything. I know he's going to take care of me, and I know, he gets me and I get him. So, but I also know how to. I also know how to, soothe him and make him, calm down and like bring it down. I can do all those things because I'm a female.
What about you, Erica? Can you?
Yeah, I'm so docile and submissive and
That's a lie for
feminine.
500.
Thank you, Tony. I get 1,000 with
Why
it.
can I never answer my own questions without Tony objecting? Like every time. What is it with you?
So
I would have to have an alpha male.
my
Yeah.
question is when y'all using this term and then y'all saying y'all can or cannot, what are the things that up under the category of that alpha male and alpha? Oh, me and Tony understood the part was saying like they try to keep the corporate going on when they come home. But what other things that y'all seen that's up under that title of an alpha man that you saying a woman can and cannot deal with?
Okay.
That's
For me, it's not too much. I can't deal with when it comes to an alpha. I know because again, I know my alpha. It's just me knowing mine, and I know how to get him to calm down. I know how to soothe him. I know how to make sure he's good and he's fine. I know his wants and his needs before he even know his wants and his
so.
needs.
What is the calm down? What are you calming down when you say you got to calm down? That's what I'm trying to find out. What is those little points? Because these men get these titles and I don't even understand. Like this shit, normal shit us as men do. Why you gotta be an alpha man? We have. Come on.
Think about it. You do have certain. Damn. All right.
Yeah, I'm hitting on something now. I need to know because don't give a man a
Okay,
title and you can get this out of everyday man.
Erica, I don't know if you're gonna put this on the show or not. You can probably like take it out if you can. But we at
Listen
one
up.
point in time.
Listen up.
At one point in time.
So messy.
We're waiting.
Say that. I'm gonna say it when we're done because I can't say it live.
No, go for it. Say it.
Go for it. You got carte blanche.
I want to know what gives this man
I am
this
so
title of
ready
being
for
an alpha
this
man
one.
because
Let me get a little swig of water.
From watching the prior episodes before I came along, there were certain ones on the panel who were not alpha males as they thought they were. Okay.
I know who she's talking about.
You about to name drop? I'm just trying to find you about to name drop?
I'm not name dropping anyone. Okay. So we did. So we did have like a couple, betas on there, and betas are like, so think of it like, when you have like a wolf pack, and in the wolf pack you always have an alpha, you have a beta, you have a gamma, you have all of those. You have betas.
Sorority now?
Right. I mean, but that's what it is. But so you have those ones who fall where they're supposed to. You have ones that are leaders of the pack. They know how to lead. They know how to
just drop the description. You ain't got to go through all
they
that.
know how to command. They know how to they know how to make split decisions when decisions needed to be made. And in order for everything to continue to thrive. And then you have those betas who tend to follow the lead. They don't know how to lead.
They have complex and they want to appear strong, although they appear weak.
Right.
I think an alpha male does not overpower. He doesn't abuse his authority
at all.
The way y'all put it, like she just said she know how to turn it down. So apparently there was a little
because
more.
Sometimes, like when you're coming, because like when he's coming from out there in the work, being out there with the world, sometimes he's still riled up. Because he's had to go through work. He has to get through traffic. He has to get through all these things. So when he comes home, I'm his safe place. My place, me being with me is his peace. I'm his safe place. I know how to make sure that he's okay. So when he walks through the door, I'm asking, "Hey, babe, how are you?" Or I know him. I know I know that he doesn't like talking when he first come in. Okay, cool, no problem. I know you don't like to talk. That's something that soothes him. So go do what you got to do. Here's your beer, whatever. Go in your room, go chill. I'll see you when you're ready to come out and have a conversation about your day.
So that makes him an alpha man? Because I get out here and I have an adventure day every day to come back and talk about Intel. And I be amped up
but
just
that's
in
fine,
traffic.
But nobody is saying that you're not an alpha male, Clay.
I feel like, okay, let's just put it like this. I feel like women may give their man that title because that's what they tends to see within them. But I don't. To me, I just really think that's just something people just be using. Like with the woman, I mean, she achieved a lot of things that make her very, that person. Yeah, my baby handle business. She's the alpha woman. But as in just, I can't separate the two because I can have that same day. You know
So
what I'm
look
saying?
at it like this. Alphas generally take control of a situation.
Exactly.
Though
Right.
that's their personality. They take control.
But they make it sound like it's negative when they take control of it.
It can
No,
be.
it
It
can
can
be.
be.
Right.
So the thing is, and I'm talking to a female now, and she asked me that question, and so what I told her is because I'm a business owner and because I'm a black man, when I go out into the world, I have to be a certain way, and I have to, instead of my normal personality, I have to dial it up 5 or 10, and stay like that until I get home. Now, when I come home, I have to ratchet it down because I can't bring that level of intensity in the house. That's combative energy,
Fact.
so to speak. So I have to take it down and realize, okay, I'm home. She's here. I can't put that on her, whatever my day is. And I try to calm down and relax and realize this is home space. This is a safe
Mm-hmm.
space. This is a different type of energy. This is a different person I'm dealing with. And that's just different. Alphas generally just they generally keep it on all the time.
All
At
the
least
time.
the ones that I've met. They keep
Yeah.
it turned on all the time. They control everything.
That sounds like an emotional struggle.
It does, doesn't it?
It sounds like an emotional struggle because I mean, if I have my days, best believe me, I have my days. Don't think every day in that brown truck is gravy, but I have my days. But once I get off, my comfort, like you get, well, me, I get here. My comfort is get home, cut grass, play with my cars, or see that person. You know what I'm saying? It's just all that dies. Once I get in my car, once I get to my car and off the truck and sit there for a moment and put my music on and ride, I'm in my own zone. All that, everything I left. Now I'm gonna come back and tell you about it because I know you know I got an adventure to talk about. But once I get in my car and start riding down 285 and I feel like I'm going somewhere, all that then I left when I left the parking lot.
So you got to look at it as there's some people who can't turn that off, no matter whether they
That's an
get in the
emotional
car
struggle.
or not. That's not necessarily emotional. We can argue that it may be narcissistic to a certain degree,
Okay.
but it's not so much an emotional struggle. That's just somebody who just wants and likes to be in control. Something in their lives has caused them, whether it's work or something before they even got the, or something that got to work in their life, and they just had to take control and always be in control.
But again, we're using this negatively,
And that's the unfortunate thing, and it's not always that way. It's not always a negative
Yeah, it's
thing.
not always in a negative type of way. Like he's not always like a domineering type of person. He's not like that because he's very loving, joking. We joke, we have fun.
be bold, but he's a take charge man. And a man
Right.
that's successful, even if he's successful, the minute he walks into a room, people respect success. People are attracted to success. So when they see that, they sit back and say, whoa.
They respect me in the brown uniform when I come in.
That's because you got packages, brother. You got Amazon boxes.
So when I step in
But
the
again,
building, you know what I'm saying?
nobody is saying that you're not one of those type of men. But
it
at the
don't
same
bother
time,
me
but
at all.
everybody's different.
LaShonna, if you had to label Tony, beta or alpha?
I'm a
Alpha.
beta. I'm a beta.
Whatever.
I never openly admit to being an alpha male. I'm
Of
a
course
beta.
not.
I take one step back. I'm a beta.
Are you really?
Yeah, I never admit that I like to
You
take
said that like I
control.
can't
I
mess
never
with him.
admit that I like to take control of a situation. I like to be in control of a lot of things, but the truth is that actually is who I am. If I take control when I have to. I'm not
Right.
I don't want to jump into it if I don't have to, but when I
Right.
do, I do it and I do it well. But I don't
And
want to.
and that is what a beta is, because if the alpha gets hurt, the beta jumps in because they have to, not because they're supposed to.
Yeah, but
Not because
I've
they
learned how to
need
turn it off. I've learned how to turn it off over the years. I don't stay an alpha male long. I know, hey, after this, I can go back to just chilling, keep my mouth closed, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
I don't have to be in alpha mode all the time.
LaShonna, Clay, alpha, beta.
She got to work dream catcher magic on you. Look at that. She got to go spiritual.
I would probably say, just based off his energy and our interaction, I would probably say he's an alpha / beta, only because I feel like he's an alpha when he has to be, but he doesn't necessarily have to be, because whatever he says, people take him, they take him serious, but at the same time they don't, until he show action, and then they be like, oh, you was serious. Yes, I was.
I can see that.
And Erica, you are an alpha female.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I am not alpha.
See that attitude right there? That's alpha.
That little bit right there, that's just a tad.
Like, you cannot sit me on a committee or a boardroom and I go toe to toe with someone.
But you have a very take charge attitude about a lot of things.
You do.
Do I really?
She's
yes,
you do. She's on your side and she's agreeing.
Wow.
Look, I'm serious, Erica. I told you, girl, you will host somebody's baby. Some people host somebody's labor. Somebody be in labor, you being there hosted. All right, you guys, everybody, let's get it together. She's getting ready to push. All right, everybody's ready. 1, 2, push. That's you.
All at the same time, man.
That would be funny as hell, because I could see her doing that. Tonight we bring you the purple mic direct from the labor room.
Check her vitals.
I want to thank you guys for watching tonight. We certainly appreciate all of our viewership, all of the subscribers who have subscribed in the past week. Thank you. We see your comments as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't already, please head on over to our YouTube where you can subscribe to our channel. We also have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Cash App at The Purple Mic. Tony, Clay, LaShonna. Tonight was definitely one that I'm going to research, because I don't. I have questions.
You have been a struggle of. You have.
Yeah. No. I understand that, but there are some parts of this conversation where I need to dig a little deeper. But special shout out to Clay. Clay, we especially want to thank you for coming on tonight. We haven't seen you in a minute, and we love you. It's our brother, our friend, and a couple of people, again, our audience have been asking about you. So welcome back, and thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
We're live every Thursday, 9 p.m. for our watch parties, and on Twitch Monday evenings at 9 p.m. We'll see you guys next week. You're watching The Purple Mic. Good night.
Catch you on the next one, Tehran.
Oh, yes, Tehran. Thank you for trying. We'll see you next week. We'll be back on next week.